Naughty girls, boys, and everything in between. Welcome back to Antics with Ash, and today I have my gorgeous girlie, Saffron Barker.
Hi,
Can we give you a little hug? Hi, honey. How are you, Buff?
Yeah,
What's going
good.
on?
How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good.
How is life? What's new?
Oh God, where do I start?
Yeah, I know.
Life's good. Life's good.
Are you busy with
excited
work?
This year. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, busy. I feel like weirdly, I don't know if you get this vibe.
Go on.
All of me and my friends were saying like every single person I know this year is like craving change.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know what
really
it is. I feel
weird.
like
I know
it's in the air
exactly.
this year, like just change. Like, everyone I know is like, I want to do something new. I want to do something different.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm excited for this year. I don't really know what it holds, but I'm excited.
I was going to say, are you wanting to do something new and different to what you're doing now?
There's like certain things.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I feel like not really like things for me to talk about. Hopefully they'll happen in the future.
Oh,
Like, we'll
mysterious,
see.
mysterious
We'll
girl.
see.
Okay, fine. Would you ever have a complete career change? Are you like, would you randomly be like, I'm going to be an actress? She's going to be a fucking actress. Are you?
No, I would love to be. That is my little dream. Since I've been like a little girl, yeah.
No
I've
way.
always wanted to be an actress. So
Did you ever do any like performing or anything?
I went to like I went to like drama classes and I'd go to like a Saturday stage school.
Yeah.
But I never like
Stage
obviously
school on a
went to an
Saturday.
acting school. Yeah, but like that sounds like I really went to like actual stage school, which is like Monday to Friday. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, also Saffron, BTEC drama class.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's not quite the same.
Yeah,
but,
fair.
yeah, I always like, you know, did a little bit here and there, but no, yeah, I would love to be an actress. I've been training very hard to do that, so we'll see.
Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I never really spoke about it, but I've been training for like a year and a half.
No way.
Yeah.
What, did you just decide, I'm just going to take classes and...
Yeah, I think it was more like...
And all do workshops and stuff. I always think this, acting is so hard because on one hand, I feel like you either kind of have it or you don't. Obviously, there's so much you can learn by training.
Yeah.
But like, you are either kind of a natural actress or not, aren't you?
No, I would agree. Like, there's so much technique, but also, yeah, you either kind of can act.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I guess... I don't know, I think I just got to a point in my life, so like, I never like really planned to like fall into YouTube, because like, when I did YouTube, it wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
Well, there was like Zoella, but they were like the first.
I was going to say...
This was 9 years ago.
Yeah, you were an OG.
Well, I would say I was like on the end of the OG.
Do you?
But the OGs, I think, is like Zoella.
Yeah.
And they were a lot older than me.
God, I
So I
remember
would say like I
Zoella.
was on the end of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. How did you even start?
I started when I was in school, like on a well, I was on holiday because I thought everyone would like take the piss out of me in school.
Right.
So I thought I'd do it on my like holiday.
Yeah. What would be like?
From there.
How old were you though? Literally like year 7 or something.
I had just turned. I was either just turning 15 or I was. Yeah, I think I was just turning 15 when I started. Yeah.
I
so I've been
could
doing it a
never
long time.
when I was 15. Yeah. Oh my God. As in, I was going view cinema every week when I was 15. There's no way that I would have had like the entrepreneurial mind to be like, I'm going to vlog this and people are going to like it.
Well,
no
to
way.
be fair, like I never... Yeah, I did it because I loved it. Like, I never really realised at first, like, it could be my job.
Yeah.
Very quickly, I did realise it could be my job. But, like, yeah, so I never really, like, planned to be a YouTuber because at the time it wasn't really such a thing.
Yeah.
I always thought that, like, in one way or another, like, I'll perform.
Right.
So that's kind of what I always set out to do. And I think I've just got to a point in my life where, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I would have said, like, oh, I'm too, like, old. Like, even at 21, I would have been like, oh, I'm too old now.
Wait, how old are you again now?
I'm 23.
Oh, fuck you. I am too common. I actually cannot go.
Wait, how old are you?
I just turned 28.
Yeah, but that's not old either.
You are not 23.
No, but do you know what? I feel like 23 is old. Like, if someone says to me, like, start...
Honestly, call 999 now. Put me on a stretcher because I'm done out. No, 23. But then I guess you feel that because you've been doing this, As in, if you
think
started
I've
when
been
you were
doing
15.
it such a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also as well, like
that's
all
nearly
these like
10 years
upcoming
doing
like
something.
influencers and stuff are all so young. They're all like 15. So I look at myself and I'm like, well, I'm old. So like the idea of like a career change, I'm like, I'm too old. But then like a couple of years ago, I was just like, do you know what? Screw it.
Yeah.
Like I actually don't care. Like I genuinely feel like you can do anything in life at any age if you want it enough.
Oh my God, 1,000,000%.
So yeah, that's why I decided I'll do that.
I can't
train hard.
believe.
We'll see.
Oh my God, she's going to be an actress.
Oh, we hope so. Can we?
I love this. Yeah. Oh, I'm putting out good thoughts in the universe about that. I had no idea you were doing it for that long.
Yeah, well, I haven't really told anyone.
Really? And because all your family are YouTubers, right?
Yes.
How is that?
It's chaotic.
I was going to say, because I don't know how I'd, like, obviously I would want all my family to win. It's nothing about being, like, salty. But I think it's such a nice thing to have your thing sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if my whole family were like, I'm just get ready with me, I'd be like, put the fucking phone down.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd be like, what are you doing? If my dad popped the phone up and said, yeah, so today, guys, I'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, why are you coming for my bag? So, like,
No.
Is it weird? Is it weird to manage?
It's not weird because it's been like this.
It's just been
pretty
like
much
that.
from the start. Like so I reckon my older brother started maybe like a year after me. But the thing is, my family were always in my videos from like day dot. They didn't want to be at this time. It was more forced.
Yeah.
But, like,
by hook or by crook, they were just in it.
It was like, please, you'll help me get some views. Like,
Yeah.
you guys. So at first it was kind of more forced, but obviously over time, like they started to enjoy it more. And I actually pushed my older brother into it because he hated his job at the time. Like he was just so depressed with what he was doing. So I was like, just be a YouTuber. Just be a YouTuber, like, just be in my videos.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, so then he ended up doing it, but then obviously, and it's crazy because my younger brother, well, like you said, everyone does it.
Yeah.
But my younger brother, like, he couldn't stand it. Like, genuinely, to the point where
As in, were you like holding a gun to his head at the beginning, being like,
yeah, but like to the
it.
point, if I got the back of his head in a video, the whole video had to be deleted. Like he was not really associated with.
No.
Yeah, like so me and my younger brother, we grew up and we were like best friends.
Right.
And then when we got into high school,
Oh, you started to hate each other.
well, he started to hate me.
Fine.
I didn't hate him.
Aww.
He hated me. And it was because everyone would speak about me and it wasn't normally good things. And so like he doesn't like even though he does YouTube now, he still doesn't like attention. He doesn't like things being about him. And so like he would always like I don't know, it was just people would talk about us and so we hated it. So it's crazy because I never thought that he would end up being a YouTuber.
Yeah, that's
But then
mad.
it got to a point where like everyone knows who he is anyway. So he was like, well, you've made me do this now. So
Yeah, I'm in it. Like, I have no choice but to do it.
Yeah.
And your parents, because your mum does stuff now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only my dad that doesn't.
Fine.
But if he had
Dads
a choice,
are just unbothered.
he would. No, oh no, he
You're
would.
lying.
Yeah, he thinks he's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, he thinks he's hilarious.
See, my dad is exactly the same. My dad makes out like he doesn't give a shit about all of this. Social media, he's like, oh, I don't really know. If I go to the house, whenever I go home to see my dad and I don't get the camera out or I'm not doing something, he'll be like, so Ash, any videos that you wanted me to do? Or like any, and I'm like, oh bro, I'm like, you love it. You love it.
That is so
He
cute,
told me that someone recognised him in Wenzel's. Guys, I've not heard the end of that. He was like, he went, I can't believe all I came for was a sausage roll and somebody recognised me as Ash's dad. I was like, oh,
so
bless him. I know. But yeah, he makes out like he hates it, but he doesn't. Like, he really likes it. But so your mum does it now.
Yeah.
And do they all just see you as like the guru for it? Like, do they ask you for advice on it? Because you...
My mum definitely does.
Right.
Because she doesn't like keep up with the trends and stuff.
Yeah.
She uses a TikTok sound that's like 3 years old. I'm like, Mum,
right.
It's like 3 years old. She's like, yeah, but I like the sound. I'm like, okay, but no one's gonna watch it.
Yeah, literally.
So yeah, my mum asked me for advice.
Okay.
But like my brothers have been doing it long enough that like they have their own thing going on. Like although like we all do very different things still. Like my older brother has a family now, so obviously he does his family channel. And my younger brother's like very much into cooking. So he does cooking. He doesn't care for what I do.
Yeah.
Which is nice because we still do different things.
You all have your own little niches, even though you all do it.
Yeah, and it's nice because I guess we never feel like annoying to one another, because like that's a thing that I struggle with when I go out with my friends.
Yeah.
Like they're so accepting of what I do and it's so lovely, but sometimes I feel so annoying to be like, hi, like whipping out my phone constantly and like filming everyone. It's like, be in the moment.
Yeah.
But obviously our job is sharing our lives.
It's so I find it's one of those things that, like, obviously this is very much a first world problem thing. I don't want to be that, you know, that social media person that's like, God, my job's so hard. Like, I get it. People work in the fucking NHS and actually save lives. I don't do anything of the sort. I talk shit in my room to TikTok, right? But there is that thing of just sometimes finding it. Yeah, like, it's hard to say to people that, like, our job doesn't have a 9-5 finish. Like, you kind of always, our whole thing is to stay relevant, isn't it? Essentially.
100%.
And to stay relevant, you have to be, like, on it all the time. And sometimes I feel like that, especially with my friends from home, for example. I'm like, I don't want to, and I'm really conscious of like not being on my phone and stuff. Like, I hate those people who are like on their phones while they're with people. I think it's the worst trait ever. But like, sometimes if I'm doing videos or whatever and I'm like, oh, like, why am I doing this? But if it's a funny moment, I'm like, I should get it because it's a good video, like it's good content. But it's just so hard to manage sometimes, isn't it? To make it.
Yeah, I think it's just because I think if someone was filming me on a night out, I'd be like, why are they filming me?
Yeah.
So like, it just is that, it's just, like, I think that's, I don't even know how we got onto this.
No, I
don't even
either.
know where I was going with
No.
this. But yeah, that's one thing I think I like.
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying because we all do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like obviously they understand, which is nice. But also at the same time, like we'll go out somewhere, it'd be like, right, Saffron's gonna do her, like everyone can you be quiet because now I need to vlog. And then it's like, I need to vlog.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's a bit chaotic.
Yeah, I can imagine. But also the fact that obviously one of your main jobs is your podcast, and which is literally with your bestie.
Yeah.
So like everyone in your world kind of does it.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
Everyone around me does it, or if not, they're dragged in on my
on all your
videos.
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Do you ever find it hard with you and Anastasia? Like, has it ever, because I find this with Jack sometimes, that we do so much work together now that I'm like, Jack, we're actually colleagues half the time now and like not being mates. Like, I remember recently, particularly towards the end of last year, we were doing loads of shit and it was obviously fun shit. Like, our job is exciting and a lot of the stuff we get to do, we're so grateful for that because it's fun and it's going to events and it's cool stuff. But I remember me and Jack actually having a sit down and we were like, it's almost like being in a relationship. We were like, we need to like have date night with each other where it's not work and we're actually just hanging out and being mates and not talking about, oh, so what do we need to do for this? Are we planning this? Like, do you ever get that with Anastasia? Like, have you ever found that?
To be honest, not really.
Really?
But I think it's because we don't spend that much time together. Although we have a podcast together, well, now we don't even film it in London. We literally just film it on Zoom. So for us, I don't
It's almost like you just having a catch-up with your mate.
We're having a catch-up. Like, that's the only time. Also, we don't like to like speak about the topics in the podcast until the podcast. So we can actually get each other's like reaction and stuff. So it is actually like we're updating each other, so we don't even really feel like we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
So for us, I actually think we're super lucky we've never had that, although I can understand, like, if you're spending so much time with someone, 100% it would get like that. And to be fair, sometimes when Anna and I see each other, because we don't see each other that much, when we see each other, we're like, oh, we should film together, because everyone will want us to film together.
But then you're like, I haven't seen you
I haven't caught up.
Yeah, and then it just becomes annoying. That's great, though, that you've managed to keep it like nice. Have you ever just completely fallen out with each other?
We've never fallen out.
You've never fallen out?
Do you know what? The amount of times people have made up that we've fallen out is genuinely crazy. Yeah.
What, like just started rumours online and then spread them?
There's rumours all the time that we fall out.
People are pagans. People are actually pagans.
I know, I'm like, where does this even come from?
Well, and it's just, what do they do? Like clip certain things in a funny way to look like you're...
Or like if we haven't spoken, I don't know, maybe less so now because we do a weekly podcast.
Right.
But like before we had the podcast, it's like, well, they haven't spoken, so they've obviously fallen out. And like, it's really weird as well. People really like to pin us against each other. Like more so with Anna than all of my other friends. Like, I don't know if we have.
Why do you think that is? Yeah, what do you think that is?
I genuinely don't know. But for some reason, everyone thinks that like I'm not nice to Anastasia. Like there's always
Really?
thing, which is just so crazy. But,
it's interesting to me. I don't know if it's this thing of like, I think when like two beautiful girls do a similar job, like people do, there's this instant comparison thing. People like to like pin you off against each other, don't they? Just to add some drama.
Yeah.
And it's bizarre.
Which is like there's room for everyone. Why would you do that?
Yeah. It's so weird to me.
I think because I just have like a loud personality as well, so I think naturally people would think that like if someone's going to be mean, it's probably going to be me.
Yeah.
Like that's just
Are you the louder one out of you two?
Yes. Well,
because I've seen Anastasia be silly.
This is the thing. It's like if we were in a conversation, like I speak loud.
Right.
Like I speak loud.
Yeah.
And I speak a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak a lot. If I feel something, I'll say it.
Yeah.
Like I say it before I even think about it.
Yeah.
Like that's my problem.
So, oh God, ADHD riddled. I can't stop. Literally. Hence why I've got a podcast. It's the only thing. I'm only good for this.
Yeah. And it's also like I forget what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Genuinely half the time.
Yeah.
So I might just quickly say it because you're gonna forget what you're gonna say. Like my friends know me. They're like, oh fuck's sake, here she goes again. Because I go, oh guys, and they go, oh my God, she's forgot again.
Oh
she's actually forgot again.
Do you do that all the time?
All the time.
I think that is an ADHD thing, you know.
This is so weird because everyone keeps telling me this on my YouTube videos.
Oh, that you've got it?
That I've got ADHD, but like I don't care if I have ADHD or not.
No.
My best friend has ADHD.
Yeah.
But like genuinely, there's no other symptoms that would make me have ADHD other than the fact that I forget what I'm going to say.
Right. I think that's quite a big symptom.
Really?
Yeah, I think it is.
But
I think it is.
I'm such like a chill. Like, so this is the thing.
Yeah, innit?
I'm a loud person.
Yeah. So I actually went to med school for 5 years. Don't listen to anything I'm saying. I know nothing about this. But no, also there's so many. I feel like everyone thinks that they have ADHD. This is like a thing at the minute. My dad made me do an online test.
Right. Maybe I need to do that then.
I 100% am.
Really? Well, it's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
but it's just like not. I also just don't see the point in it because as in
no,
like
because I don't care if I have it or not.
Exactly.
Like I'm not. It's not going to make a difference.
It's not
to my life.
crippling me like day to day. And also, I find that if you're creative and do this job, for example, I'm like, God, I don't want anything to make me dead. Like, am I going to take meds for ADHD and then just be dead? Do you know what I mean? Like, and just not be funny anymore. Like, I feel like that's what makes me funny because it's chaotic. Yeah, if my brain wasn't chaotic, bloody hell, I'd have no career. So I'm like, I don't know. Yeah,
I understand why some people would want to know.
100%.
Like, one of my friends was like, felt so relieved after she knew that she had it. I get that. I'm like you. I don't really care if I had it either way. Like, it doesn't make a difference to who I am.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because like I get obviously that's a huge symptom. So maybe I should take the test to find out. And
do you know what? Just out of intrigue. Just out of it, like just to see.
I'm so this is the thing. Like I seem like a loud person. I have a loud personality, and I forget what I'm going to say half the time. But I genuinely think it's because I'm so busy all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm never just doing one thing.
Would you live in America?
Yeah, I definitely would.
Would you?
Yeah, definitely.
Where? Don't say LA. Saffron.
No, I don't know where. I
have a real bugbear with LA.
I wanted to move to Miami. Like, that was always where I wanted to move.
Nice choice.
But now, if I actually had the choice, I'd move to New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
I think I would love, like, whilst I'm young.
Yeah.
To move to New York for a couple of years, have an apartment.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like it's the most similar to London. Also, I love the people.
Yes.
So, like, the people in New York, I think a lot of people think they're, like, Americans
New York
people are rude.
Yes.
But I don't think they're rude. I think they're more like British people.
100%.
Who are just more honest.
Yeah.
And so I love that. Like, I think
they're exactly like Londoners. As in, nobody's got time to chat to you on the street. People have got shit to do.
But also, like, they're nice and they're honest. They're just not like, in my eyes, they're just not like fake.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like people that live in New York. I just like the whole vibe. So I'd actually like to move there. Yeah, LA, I don't know, I love LA for a holiday, but like, I've always been like unsure of actually how I feel about LA.
Do you find LA, okay, I literally spoke about this on the pod last week with Katie.
Pretty viral for you.
Yeah, I know, because I think LA's a bit of a shithole.
So when I first went to LA, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my best friend, like her biggest dream in life is to go to LA.
Really?
And I've always said to her,
Trust
don't
me.
get your hopes up.
Yeah.
Like, do not get your hopes up. Like, genuinely, you will be disappointed.
Yeah.
Every single person I know that's been to LA, that's been excited to go, has been disappointed.
Yeah.
But now I actually love LA because of the people that, like, I feel like
You've, like,
found
built a little
such
community
good group
there.
of
Yeah,
people.
okay.
But before that, like, I remember I went to this party, like, the first time I went to LA, and the first thing someone said to me was, well, how many followers have you got? And, like, it was literally the first thing. And I feel like LA... The thing is, I don't really feel like many people are from LA. Like, people move there, right, to, like, make a career, which is amazing. But I'm, like, very much the mindset, and I know that you're the same, as, like, we can all make it. Whereas, like, over there, it's... I feel like they have that, but actually they would step over you.
1,000,000%.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It
feels very dog eat dog. That's what I felt when I went there. It felt a little bit... And so many people that I've spoken to have been like, it just feels like if you're not getting something out of the person, I don't care. You know, it's like, oh, what can I get? Like, am I benefiting from this interaction with you? Whereas, like, I'm so the person that I feel like I'm quite a chameleon in that sense. Like, I like to speak to everyone, and I like to hear from different people. And even more so, actually, I like to speak to people that aren't necessarily in my world or do something totally different to me. I'm not benefiting from you at all. Like, you're not going to aid my career in any way. But I love that because I'm learning something from you that I wouldn't know. But LA feels not like that.
No, I would definitely agree. Like, every time I go there, I'm like, is this person talking to me because they actually like me? Or are they talking to me because they've seen that I have like an X amount of followers?
Right.
Like, I feel like that almost when I speak to every single person out there.
Really?
Like, constantly. However, saying that, there are a lot of really great people in LA
Agreed.
as well.
I have a load of friends in LA.
So many times now, very grateful for, that, like, I have met such an amazing group of people. But before that, I just couldn't understand why anyone would want to go to LA.
Yeah, I get it. You've been to Coachella a few times, right?
Yes, I love Coachella.
Is it good? Because I want to go this year really badly.
Like people don't actually, like, everyone's like, oh, Coachella actually really isn't great. I've always loved Coachella, but I've always loved it more so, not even just Coachella, it's the after parties. The after parties are unbelievable.
But this is what I don't get, because, to be
honest, you don't need a ticket for Coachella. You just need to go to the Coachella parties.
Really?
That's where it's at.
Okay.
That's what I think's good. Unless, obviously, it's an amazing lineup. Like, one year I went and it was Beyonce, and it was
unreal.
Incredible. Like,
Beyonce live. She's AI.
Oh, and did you watch her Coachella set?
Oh my God, it was so good.
Absolutely incredible.
So good, yeah.
And Destiny's Child, and I was crying, and that was amazing.
It's just, I've cried every time I've seen Beyonce. I've seen her twice live now, and I cried both times.
Yeah, she's amazing.
As in like a complete pussycat. I was just streaming. Do you know what I wanted to ask you about? Hunted.
Oh my God.
How the hell was that?
It was insane.
Was it?
Like, the most insane experience I probably have had in my life.
Because I've always watched that show. First of all, I just think the premise of that show is the wildest thing ever. Like, what a weird idea for a show. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, what is this? And then I was like, how real is it?
Yeah. Well, I was exactly the same. Like, when I got told that I was doing it, I was like, okay, so what's real and what's fake?
Yeah,
like,
you do.
Like, I was like, well, what's real, what's fake? I was like, what do you mean? And what's fake? And they're like, nothing. I'm like, no way. Genuinely.
None of it is fake?
No, everything's legit. But there's, like, definitely rules that, like, you don't see. So, like, for an example, they obviously can't actually get the CCTV. So, like, they have to recreate the CCTV. So they'll, like, be a team. So every time there's a CCTV camera, they'll get a GoPro and they'll put it in front of the CCTV camera. So they recreate it. So they can't actually legally get that. So they recreate it. So, like, it is legit. Like, every time you go past the CCTV camera,
actual footage.
It is footage. Like, you will get caught out. But there's, like, ways that they make it work. So, because I was like, there's just no way they can get the CCTV.
No.
Like, they just can't do that.
Also, I'd be terrified. Like, were you not shitting yourself? Like, obviously, you know nothing's actually going to happen to you, but...
Yeah, and I'm really competitive.
Yeah, so I feel like they make it so real, though, that you're like... Did you almost feel like you were...
Yeah, I think as really weirdly, as time got on and it was more stressful, I felt less stress because I kind of got my head wrapped around it. But like, at first, I was like, paranoia was a thing. I was genuinely terrified.
Yeah.
And I went off, and do you know what's annoying is like, because on the series, on the like celebrity one rather than like the original one, the original one's like 3 weeks, whereas this is like 6. I think it was 8 days, but it was 6 episodes. Whereas like, the original one's like 3 weeks.
Right.
And so
3
they don't.
weeks is a long
time.
Could you have done that for 3 weeks?
No.
On the
I
run.
loved it for how long it was.
No.
Like that was.
Yeah. That's mad.
But yeah, so I remember the first like 2 days, like we were camping.
Yeah.
Like we were like hiking for 8 hours a day. We didn't see any of it. You don't see any of that because it's not interesting to the viewer.
Right.
But like, I'm thinking I'm off the
You're thinking I've been through it.
I have actually been through it and you've seen nothing.
Oh, I hate that.
Seen nothing. Like, genuinely, I'm putting up the tent for the 2 of us. My partner forgot his tent. We're in a one-man tent together in the middle of nowhere. We're knocking on people's doors. Like, the way I got outside my comfort zone was like I've never known in my life. And not one part of it got aired.
No.
One part.
Did the bits they
I was like, you're joking. The bits they air is like when I go home to my family. I'm like, are you joking?
And you're like, I've literally done the Duke of Edinburgh every day for 8 days, and you don't give a rat's.
I carried a tent on my back with no food, no water. It was when it was like peak heat wave as well, the hottest it's ever been.
Oh my God, yeah.
In the UK, and I'm hiking for 8 hours. Wasn't allowed anything.
I mean,
to eat.
Body snatch though.
Well,
fair.
Questionable.
Fair. No, you're a gym girly.
Oh, she's still found a way to
I know you're a gym girly. So that's actually, I'd just be seeing the positives of that. It's like, I'm going to have the best and tightest patty after this. If all else fails and I get caught.
If all else fails, I got that.
Yeah. So you loved it?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I think also it gave me a lot of faith in humanity as well because...
Yeah.
Okay, I always tell people this story because, again...
Go on.
If it's boring, you just tell me.
No,
but,
never.
You don't see this and it stresses me out. So like, what was crazy about the show is it would go from like 0 to 100 or 100 to 0 so quickly that you wouldn't see. So like there was this one time, so also how it works is there's like game time.
Right.
So obviously the hunters can't be working through the night.
Right, this is what I've always been confused about.
Yeah.
Because are you telling me the FBI are watching you in the hours of the night? Or like what?
No.
Yeah.
No. So basically there's game time. So let's just say example, game time is 9 till 5.
Right. Okay.
Basically, wherever you end up at 5 o'clock, even if it's the motorway, you have to pull over and you'll have to sleep on the side of the motorway. Wherever you end up at the end time, you have to stay.
And that's when
and you can't move.
That's when the feds clock off.
And that's when they clock off. And they have to start in the same positions that they started in. So you'll be in the same place, and then when it's 9 o'clock, you can start moving.
So that
again.
it's fair, so that you always start
Everyone
from there.
stops, so there's like game time, right? And so I remember we were so close to getting caught and like literally none of this got aired. And this is one part I was like, they're obviously airing this because this is so sick.
Really?
So, yeah,
That's
so basically
so jarring.
we're nearly getting caught. My friend who's driving us, long story, it's so long, so try and cut it down. We're in a car with my friend.
Yeah.
We've got like 20 minutes until end time, right? And we were meant to be meeting my parents.
Right.
So anyways, he's driving us. We've realised they're following us, long story short. I'm on the phone to our parents who have this, well, my parents who have this amazing idea. Then I've realised, oh my God, they're listening to the phone call because how are they keep knowing where we are?
How have they found you?
How have they found us again? So like we kept getting caught like constantly. So my friend actually thinks it's in a police chase, right? The cameraman's going, slow down, slow down. It was
I
so
could never
stressful.
Involve my friends in any of this. Yeah.
Oh no, but he loved it.
Yeah,
he genuinely had like,
that's what I
tried
mean.
his whole life for this.
Yeah.
Like he wanted this moment.
He's trained for this moment.
He's trained for this moment, yeah. And also he's an editor, so he was like, yeah, this is going to make amazing footage. I'm like, yeah, but we're also going to die.
He said, this is making the cut.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So anyways, we're in the car, so we're like 20 minutes. We feel like we're in a police chase.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, they've clocked on to the phone. So we're like this behind the phone. We're like, yeah, we're going to meet you there. We're actually going like this, right? So he pulls over at the side of the motorway. Motorway. He pulls over at the side of the motorway and we jump out and we have like 15 minutes at this point and we're like, we're going to have to run through the woods because they're tracking. So they know we've tracked, so we're going to have to run through the woods. So we start running through the woods, but like this wasn't like, we've slept in the woods at this point, but this wasn't like a normal woods, like to the point where my entire legs were cut. Like I was bleeding, my entire legs were bleeding. It was like, genuinely, I was just running through stinging nettles. Like, there was no way you could possibly camp there. So like genuinely,
This sounds like the Wild West.
Yeah, like at end time, we couldn't camp there, so it would have been a weird forfeit. Like that's to the point where you could. Oh,
like you would not have.
You physically couldn't even set up a tent in what this was.
Right.
So we're running through, and we're like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Also, as well, hadn't eaten in like forever.
Days,
Absolutely starving.
What would they do in that case?
Well, it's just your fault, like because like we can go get food, but it just means we go on CCTV. But I'm just too competitive, so I don't want to do that.
So you were like,
I was like, I'll starve.
You were like, fuck eating.
I'll starve.
Yeah, fair.
It's like I don't want to eat right now.
Yeah.
Although my friend, literally moments before we get in this police chase, he was making us a meal. I didn't get my fajitas.
See, I'd be the worst. I'd be like, I'm just going to pop into Greg's for a quick, a quick steak bake. I hope no one sees me.
No, I know. So anyways, long story short, we're running through this woods and we see this sign that says private property. We're like, well, screw it. Like, we've got nothing else to do. So we jump over this fence, this is private property. And all of a sudden, we're in the back garden of, like, this huge mansion, right? And it's, like, full glass doors.
None of this got aired.
None of this got aired. So we see these glass doors from one side to another. And me and my partner, and he goes, smile and wave. And we're in the back garden of this private property, huge mansion, right? And we're both like, bear in mind, we're cut up, like bleeding. We've got backpacks on. We do not look like the type of people you want to approach.
Imagine looking outside of your garden. Imagine.
And you see these two people,
doing well for yourself, right? You've got yourself this big mansion. You look at the outside of your garden, and it's her, cut up legs, malnourished.
Me and my partner.
Having done the D of E for 8 days.
Yes.
Nah.
Like, they looked at us like, in disgust. Let's put it this way, in disgust. So we're like, smile on the wave, look innocent. Look innocent, something like this. Right? Like, really thinking, got 10 minutes on the clock. Cameraman keeps telling me 10 minutes, find somewhere. I'm thinking, oh my God, cry. Anyways, this man comes out of the house screaming, what are you doing on my private property? And we can't tell them we're on Hunted. You're not allowed to say you're on Hunted. You have to say you're on the run. So unless you've seen the show, you have no idea.
Yeah.
So we're like, please.
That's even worse. If you're in someone's back garden saying, I'm on the run.
Exactly right. But he does see a camera. So he's like, what's going on? He's like, I'm going to get my wife. No idea what we're on about. But this guy's fuming. Wife comes out, still fuming, a bit nicer, still fuming. She's like, I don't know what you're on about. I'm going to go get my friend. Go gets her friends. The third person comes out. But this woman comes out and goes, I watched you on Strictly.
Oh, no.
And I've seen you on Universe. And basically, she recognised both of us. And we were like, yeah, on the run. She was like, oh, my God, you're on Hunted. It's my favourite show ever, right? At this point,
that's what you need.
We're like, we have somewhere to stay. Like, we can go stay at his house. This one, we literally have 5 minutes. And she's like, come and stay at my house. And the cameraman...
I bet she was gassed.
Yeah, and the cameraman's going, it's not going to happen. You got 5 minutes. It's not going to happen. She's like, it's going to happen. We're 2 minutes away. Puts us in our car. Anyways, turns out, huge mansion, the most unbelievable house I've ever seen. The nicest couple, spent the whole evening watching Love Island. The husband was a pilot, and he offered to fly us anywhere we wanted. And like, this was what was insane about the show, was you could literally go from 0 to 100.
Right, like, so one minute you're cut up fingernails.
Like feel like you're dying, to...
And then you're watching Love Island in a mansion.
In a mansion with a man who's offering to fly you anywhere you want.
With a pilot's wife.
The nicest couple ever.
What?
Genuinely. Like, I stayed in touch with them for ages after.
Bless
like,
her. So how did she get you there in time?
They literally live 2 minutes down the road.
So she just Grand Theft Auto'd you, like, all the way down. Good. Oh, what
honestly,
an angel.
And like, I just can't even tell you, like...
The adrenaline rush.
That you felt. But then some days you go from that to like a pile of absolute... But yeah, anyways, what was insane about the show was just how...
Would you do it again?
Change. Yeah, I definitely would do it again.
I think that sounds like the most fun thing ever.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, it was really, really cool. It was such an experience.
I really want to do it.
There were so many kind people that, like, you'd knock on somebody's door and ask to stay, and they would just let you stay. Like, some people were so kind.
That's always baffed me when I've watched it.
I mean, some people didn't, like, don't get me wrong, one time I got told to fuck off and got the door slammed shut in my face. And I was by myself, and I, honestly, when I tell you, like, every part of me, like, I had so much anxiety before I did this because I was by myself. I'd split up from my partner. And I genuinely, like, this was the one thing I struggled with, was knocking on people's doors.
Yeah.
And when that happened to me, I was, like, literally in tears.
And you always have to say, excuse me, I'm on the run.
Yes. Yes, and then like this is another example. This has just happened. I got 5 minutes. I'm thinking I'm going to have to set up a tent in this little village. Like, it was a little village. Like, I'm going to set up a tent next to all of these houses. And I was crying and I was going to my cameraman, well, this is it for me then. I've literally got 1 day left. This is it for me then. Like, I can't do it. He's like, just ask. They can't help you, but they're like, just ask someone else. And I'm like, I can't. Like, I can't do it.
I've got nothing left.
I see this man and he looks really cute and instant. He has some potatoes. And I'm like, excuse me, like crying.
Please, sir, can I stay with you?
5 minutes for the end. Let me come and stay with him. I ended up like playing with his kids the whole evening. I had a nice roast dinner. It's just crazy how quickly it changed.
But is there a point that they do get explained to them that you're on Hunted? No. Never.
After, when you then get to their house, you can say you're on Hunted because they have to sign forms and stuff that they're.
I was gonna say, like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, but the initial, like...
I mean, sometimes it'd go, we're on the run on Hunted.
We're on the run. It's a TV show called Hunted. Yeah, oh my God, I really want to do it.
Yeah, no, honestly, if you can do it, do it. It is insane.
I'm signing up, mate.
Yeah,
I think that would be the funniest. I also think you get away with it so much. Of course, as a female...
I do think it's
a lot easier. I think a weird random man...
a guy knocking on your door is a lot more intimidating.
Asking to stay?
Yeah.
I'd say, oh, get out, you nonce. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You'd have no idea.
Yeah.
We've run out of time.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Saff is literally going to the airport now.
Yeah, so can we just excuse the attire compared to Ash, who looks really nice, well put together? I'm giving
I'm just
airport outfit.
I'm just an everyday hoochie mama, so like...
Oh, I wish I looked like that.
I'm just always in a catsuit.
I'm just not.
When in doubt, wear a catsuit and a hoe boot.
Oversized T-shirts.
Really?
It's not a vibe, is it?
No, that's cute. That's such a vibe.
You know, sometimes I dress up. I love dressing up, but...
This is very airport chic, though.
I wouldn't say chic, but it's definitely airport.
No, I think, well... guys, thank you so much for listening today. My gorgeous girlie, Saffron Barker, has been amazing.
Oh,
thank you for coming.
Me.
Of course, anytime. I want to hear all about Dubai, actually, so you might have to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll come back with my nice tan.
Oh, please,
Can't blooming wait.
So, guys, like, comment, subscribe if you're watching. If you're listening, please leave me 5 stars. We hit 25k subscribers! Woohoo! Which I am so gassed about. I actually thought it would take so much longer to get there. So I just want to say thank you all. I love you millions, and the support has been unreal. Mwah. Like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. Tell your nan, tell your gran. Dad, tell FBI.
Your gran, dad.
Tell your gran and your dad. Tell the FBI on Hunted. I don't care. Love you. Mwah. See you next week.